continuing where we left off last session, I'm going to go back into training mode and we're going to take a look at the second half of the roster here for Strive. Real quick before we get started, a couple housekeeping things. I took a look at the stream footage from the last stream we did for Guilty Gear a couple days ago, and I took a look at the archive footage that YouTube keeps, and then I took a look at the raw footage that OBS records. My original intention was to do some minor editing and then re-upload a higher bitrate version of the stream. What I realized after taking a look at the footage and comparing it to what's up on YouTube, I noticed that the main reason why the quality might look a little bit lower in resolution is due to the bitrate I'm streaming at. And I'm currently looking at ways around that. I may be upgrading my internet connection if I can figure out a good way to do that. It's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. But the end takeaway was the footage I've captured and the footage that's in the YouTube archives, just by nature of the bitrate and resolution, weren't dramatically different. So what I may end up doing for just the Guilty Gear Strive content for now is just making the archives from YouTube stream broadcasts public and then not re-uploading anything, since the quality would be pretty negligible in difference. And at some point I'd like to be able to stream at a higher bit rate so that the capture is a little bit higher quality. But one thing I'm also looking at doing as a long-term thing here on the channel would be some non-stream related Guilty Gear content, either lab sessions or even online matches that might be against just random people with different characters. And if I end up doing that off stream, then I'll be able to record it at a higher quality and then upload that. So for now, I'll probably just be using the YouTube archive streams for the Strive stuff. It's just going to look a little bit lower resolution just due to the cap on my bitrate, which is connection driven. But we'll go ahead and jump back in. I'm using the same sound settings from last time, so game audio balance and mic balance should be fine. Alright. In the first intro session for Strive, we took a look at the top row of characters. The goal of trying to zero in on a main for me to practice and learn. And right now, based on the end of the last stream, I'm considering Zato 1 as a main and Ino as a secondary. What we'll do is we'll go through the last 7 characters down here and see if any of them change my mind. We'll start with Anji. Elegant martial dancer, balance type. So kind of a mix of gameplay emphasis. Close range, he's B. Mid range, he's A. Far range, he's a C. Okay, just making sure my controls are still the same. So for Anji, ground speed is pretty moderate, not super fast, not super slow. He has a forward dash, back dash, persistent dash by holding forward. Just like we did before in the previous session, I'll go through real quick the normals. And then look at command normals, and then special moves, and finally overdrives or supers. Standing punch, fan smack, comes out pretty quick. Forward punch is command normal. This looks like it's an anti-air, and I'm going to assume upper body invincible like a lot of the others. Kick, a lean back front kick, no movement. Doesn't look like there's a command normal for kicks. Slash, a heavier fan sweep, decent range in front of him. Hits from a couple lengths away. Does not look like he has any command inputs for slash. Heavy slash. Standing heavy slash, sort of a double downward swipe with fans. Forward heavy slash command normal is this forward moving 3 hits at close range and moves him forward. Looks like that could be pretty useful in combo. Alright. Yeah, upper body invincibility on the forward punch, forward heavy slash. Wide range is a good option for keeping opponent in check. Imagine that's pretty unsafe if blocked, since it has a longer animation. Special attacks, Shitsu. Quarter circle forward and punch. Butterfly projectile. It'll float up on contact and change trajectory. Interesting. Fujin, quarter circle forward heavy slash. Forward strike. Forward strike with different follow-up options. Looks like he's got a follow-up option for each regular button input. Ichishiki launches an airborne projectile downwards. Iso Kutobi, forward leaping follow-up. That's kick. Nagiha, low sweep, small opening. Cannot be blocked while standing. Has to be blocked low. Quick hit with slash. And Rin after Fujin. Heavy slash. Overhead attack with a knockdown. Has to be blocked standing, like all the other overheads. It looks like this particular move is his primary mix-up tool. Different follow-up options depending on how you want to approach the enemy. Quarter circle forward slash is Ko. Can be held. Forward leaping attack, sort of like a Shoryuken. You can hold the button and he'll move forward before attacking. Use as a low dodge, I guess. Next one, Suigetsu no Hakobi. Quarter circle forward A. It's a forward moving dodge. There's dodge frames on it. The longer you hold the button down, the farther forward he goes. Okay, so he's all fireball moves, isn't he? Okay. Let's take a look. Shitsu. That's the butterfly projectile. Interesting. That's guaranteed to hit twice, but I wonder if it still goes up in trajectory if they block. Here's the anti-air. Move further back. That's how far it goes normally. If we hold, he has sort of a forward dash, and then it goes up. Doesn't look like you can easily combo into that from his regular attacks. Here's the dodge. With no hold input, goes a few paces in front. I'm assuming it's invincible for the entire time he's spinning. I wonder when the end of the invincibility frames are. If we hold it, it's pretty good distance. That'll go half screen. From full screen length, you probably wouldn't be using this particular move from full screen. Even if somebody throws a projectile at you, I don't know if that's necessarily as useful as just jumping. And Anji does have air dashes. His projectile's got kind of a slow startup. Can't imagine you'd want to just throw that out randomly. Alright, next up we have Fujin. Alright, this is the one that has all the different options to follow up after you throw it. Punch option. Projectile, kind of at the opponent's feet, downward angle. Follow up with kick, forward mobility. You've got to throw it relatively quickly before the animation finishes. It's a forward hop. There's the low sweep. It's Nagiha. You can't really wait until the animation's almost finished. You have to basically select your input and throw it before he finishes that sort of glowing animation. And here's the overhead. It's an overhead, right? Yep. Heavy slash options and overhead. And Fujin can be charged, right? That's no hold. Yeah, he gets forward carry like a couple of his other moves if you hold the button down first. Okay. Seems like a pretty straightforward set of specials. Overdrives. Iseogi Sai. Quarter circle back forward heavy slash. Fan shaped projectile sweeps area in front. Okay. Alright, it's pretty damaging close range. I wonder. I want to do it from a little bit further back to test the range. There we go. Alright, it's a couple lengths in front of him, but has no carry, so you probably want to try and get that in the corner. And you can't do anything until the animation finishes. Alright. Kacho Fugetsukai. Quarter circle, back, forward, regular slash. Oh, that's a counter. Okay. May have to set the dummy to... actually hit me. Let's see, counter hit. I know there's a way to set training dummy commands. I've never done that in this particular game. Okay, this is position, blocking. Is this just AI? Yeah, that's just AI. Okay, that'll be other controller. Huh. Well, I could try and just put it on AI and see if I can time it correctly, but that might be a little bit difficult. Oh boy. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. There we go. That's a counter. That's a lot of hits. Oh, and there's no super flash. Okay. Comes out relatively quick. But it's pretty small animation. See if we can get one more. There we go. Alright. Interesting. It comes out pretty quick. Counter supers are always a neat tool. They just tend to be very dependent on split-second execution, which is just sort of a practice thing. That's Anji in a nutshell. Seems like a good mix of close range and medium range tools. His Fujin attack gives a lot of options for mobility and approaching the enemy, and good opportunities for mix-up. Not any one emphasis on close or far range or rush down versus zoning. I guess that's what makes him a balanced type. Alright. Go ahead and move on. Alright, Leo Whitefang. Twin Blade All-Rounder. Close range A, mid and long range B.
Leo Whitefang. Kai Keese.
Alright, for Leo, pretty slow on the ground. His movement speed is definitely not very quick for just walk animation. He does have a dodge, forward dodge, back dodge. Does not have a persistent dodge by holding. It's more of a lunge or persistent dash. He does have an air dash, forward and back. For normals, punch, sort of a backhand smack with his blade. Forward punch is this sort of JoJo stand move. Comes out directly in front of him relatively quickly too. I wonder if that'll stuff anti-air. Kick. Standing kick is this lunging knee. Get some forward movement there. Forward kick is farther range side kick. Slash. Heavy horizontal cut with the blades. Does not look like there's a command normal for slash. Heavy slash. Inward swiping hit with the blades. Forward slash is heavier advancing slash with the blades. Wonder if that's an overhead. Alright, forward punch normal, upper body invincibility. Yeah, works against anti-air pretty well. Mid-range poke on the kick. Command normal 3. Can be followed up with standing slash. Command normal 4 hold. Hold far slash or standing heavy slash. Move forward or backward while guarding and is able to cancel a movement to command normal 5. Okay, so you have to hold slash after doing an attack. Okay, I think this is just for his slash and heavy slash attacks. By holding down the button, he goes into a guard state and you can move forward or backward. That's interesting. I think he's the only character we've seen so far that can do something like that. Okay, follow-ups from guard state, is that what that is? Yep. When you enter guard state with either slash or heavy slash and hit the opposite slash button, you get this follow-up. So this is regular slash to heavy. This is heavy slash to regular. Comes out relatively quick. Alright, special attacks. Gravierte Verd. Is that German? Charge move. Hold back. forward, slash a heavy slash. Alright. Regular slash version is quicker. Heavy slash version comes out slower but has a larger projectile. It's pronounced Gravierte Verda. I don't speak German, so apologies to anybody who's watching this that may speak German. Eisensturm, charge down, up Y, slash or heavy slash. Beginning moves invincible. We can interrupt block strings. Okay, we'll look at the entire list and I'll go in and start messing around with them. Erstes, Kaltes, Gestober. Forward moving lunge slash. Knocks opponent down on hit. Alright, hard knockdown. Zweites, Kaltes, Gestober. Quarter circle forward. Fireball motion, heavy slash. Oh, moves through them and hits them from behind. So they have to switch their guard around in order to block that one. And it puts him into his reverse stance, which we'll see in a little bit. Turbulence. Quarter circle back slash. Moves forward and knocks the opponent down. Sort of a ground burst. Puts him into the stance while facing the opponent. Okay. By holding down the button, it'll switch him. Brynhilder stance. Back to opponent. Putting him in that stance, he can do specific moves out of it. Limited movement, unable to jump or block in that stance. Con shield. Counterattack that reacts to an attack from the opponent. Right bumper. Let's see what's mapped to right bumper on this particular controller. Lanzendes Dunkel. Quarter circle back A. Command grab. Lunging forward, command grab cannot be blocked. If you hold the kick button on hit, he'll stay in reverse stance. Then Blitzschlag. Quarter circle back, heavy slash. Heart attack causes a stagger state in the opponent. Looks like all of his moves, if you hold the button input down after the attack hits, he'll stay in reverse stance. Okay. This is the first stance-based character we've seen, I think. Alright. Saw the projectile. This is Eisensturm. Slash version. That is the heavy slash version. Alright, that combos pretty well. This is crouching heavy slash into the heavy version of Eisensturm. Here's lunging with regular slash. The heavy slash is further distance. Yeah. Alright, here's one of the first stance switching skills. It's command grab. I have to keep looking back at the command list since he's got so many different options. Oh. The counter. Alright. What's right bumper? Assuming it's that. That's the heavy attack. Pretty slow startup. When he has a stance cancel, down will flip him back around. Yep. Alright, now let's look at overdrives. Stall verbal. Core circle back, forward, slash during Brunhilder stance. Extremely fast, powerful projectile. Okay. I need to be in stance first. Well, that comes out really quick. That's a full screen, pretty fast projectile. Leidenschaft des Dirigenten. Bunch of forward hitting slashes. Fast startup, beginning of attacks invincible. Of course, we'll go back forward, heavy slash. Oh, that was a side switching one. Alright, does that need to be in reverse stance in order to throw? Well, it doesn't say you need to be in stance. Nope. You could do it forward or back stance, I guess. But the projectile, you have to be in backwards facing, I guess. Looks like the game crashed for some reason. That's weird. Give me a quick second to restart and jump back in. I think that was pretty much it for Leo, though. Seems like a good mix of mid and close range, kind of slower, heavier hitting attacks. And his stance switching gives a lot of options for mix-ups. Interesting character.